Monica's in her USPS era.
Because I'm the whole package.
I would tell you what you look like, but you wouldn't like it.
No, I didn't my phone. I don't give a to be honest. In honor of Scorpio season, the theme for this scary stories number 15 is liars.
That's Libra season.
Libra and Scorpio. They're both liars.
I'm a Libra.
But it was weird because it was spicy and it smelled like rotting fish. I called it death because it smelled like how death smells. My cats get killed by my dogs. What? Okay, but to put this delicately, I feel like you and us, we're all friends and we can call each other out. These stories specifically, I did not choose them out. Fabi said there are some stories that are really, really good, really entertaining, but I don't know if they're real. So that's the theme for this video. So I'm not calling you a liar. Fabi's calling you a liar.
I'm not calling you a liar. I'm not calling you a liar. Oh my god, I'm about to cry. Why did that make me want to cry? That was too good.
What I'm expecting from these stories is another Chris story. Remember that one? From the first Pride themed scary stories, where he had a ghost lover.
This was the time I started to question my sexual identity. I felt an attraction to the same sex and had vivid dreams about him. One night when I was about a 17-year-old?
I didn't even read that part.
I'm making sure I once fell asleep. 12, 13, 14,
schooler.
15, 16, 17. That's 6 years. He's 11 in this story. I look up to see the same guy I was seeing in my dreams was standing right in front of me. The boy was walking away. I ran after him and I yelled out, "Wait!" He stopped in his tracks and said, "You can see me?" I didn't know what to say. My body was frozen. I don't know what he would respond. I looked him dead in his soft, beautiful, blue, sexy eyes. It doesn't say that. So we were like, what the hell?
Was he the same person who said, "My brother's in a gang, my sister's pregnant,
and I'm gay"?
And I'm gay. Is
it?
Hi, my name is Angel, but you can call me whatever you want. So I'm a big fan. And I love these scary stories videos. I watch them at night because I'm that person who likes getting scared. And I wanted to share my 2 scary stories. I think you will like them. El cuarto de la bruja. Me and my family went to visit my abuelita Nita, and she is not the type of religious grandmas that have cruces all over her house. But she always made us pray. We didn't know why she made us pray, but she always forced us to pray. She always made us pray at 3 a.m. I was always scared to pray because we prayed in the basement. The basement had this one room that was locked at all times. My grandma always made us pray right in front of the room. This room was called El Cuarto de la Bruja. What the f***? I was scared. My grandma never told us why she called the room El Cuarto de la Bruja, to translate the witch's room. But we knew she was hiding something. One day, Grandma went out of town. My mom and brother went with her to the town. The town they went to was 2 hours away from the house. I don't remember what the town was called, but I know it was 2 hours away from the house. My grandma knew something would happen if I was home alone, so she told my uncle to go to the house. My uncle got to the house at 2 a.m. He brought my cousin. Me and my cousin got along very well, but sometimes we fought. Me and my cousin were playing with Barbies because that's the only thing we had. We played for about 50 minutes, and my uncle got a call from my grandma. She said to get the kids and go to the basement and start praying. My uncle asked why, but she didn't respond, so he hung up. My uncle asked me if this was normal, and I said yes, so we went to go pray. It was 3:03 a.m. I got worried because my grandma always said to be down at the basement at 3 a.m. No minute less, no minute later. My uncle started praying, then me and my cousin joined. Once we started praying, we felt a cold wind. It was not normal for the basement to be cold, but we didn't worry, we just kept praying. My uncle stopped praying. 5 minutes later, me and my cousin stopped praying to tell my uncle to start praying again, but he was gone. We saw the door to El Cuarto de la Bruja, and it was open slightly. We noticed a key on the ground. We picked it up, and when we did, the door flew open. We saw our uncle laying on the floor crying. We saw this lady. She was tall, and her face was all melted and distorted. My cousin ran to the other side of the room, but I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't move. She came closer. I saw a doll in her right hand. It looked like me. She said some creepy spell. And a shadow grew behind me. The shadow growled. I was so scared. I turned around. I saw it turn into my cousin. It was trying to copy my cousin after a while. Oh my god, that's crazy. After a while, he walked over to my cousin. I watched as my cousin turned pale. Everything went black for a few seconds. I saw my cousin and the shadow pretending to be my cousin. I didn't know who was who at the time.
What's going on right now?
the bruja came over to me and handed me the doll that looked like me. She said, I want you to have it so you can remember me. I was petrified because her voice sounded like the big D word. Her voice was deep.
I want you to have it.
Hey!
Because it looks like you.
That literally sounds scary. It sounds like you have two voices.
I do.
Nelly, it sounds like it. She went back into the room and handed me 2 dolls. They both looked like my cousin, but I knew one was for the shadow creature and one was for my real cousin. And then they kissed me. And then they hugged me and we got married.
Wait, what? I was like, what?
She asked me to twist one of the doll's neck. I knew if I chose the wrong one, I would kill my cousin. So I asked questions. Only my cousin would know. But when I asked both my cousin and the shadow, got it right. Until I asked, what's the witch's name? The shadow said, Anita. And my cousin said nothing. I asked the shadow, who is Anita? He said, my grandma. I snapped the doll's neck and the shadow turned into ashes. The bruja collected the ashes and went back to the room. My uncle ran out of there as fast as he could. And a few days later, we found out my abuelita had a twin. And her twin killed her and hid her body in that room. I called the cops on my so-called abuelita and it turns out we were visiting her twin all along. No, never feel embarrassed or scared to send us stories. Because this, even though... we were entertained, alright? That's what matters. Your grandma's twin was like, y'all better come get one of these.
What's that?
It's a chicken salad.
So that's crazy, insane. Kind of reminds me of the movie The Barbarian.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
If you have any kind of news article from when this happened, I would like to see it. This is the only time that I'm doing this kind of video. I'm not gonna do this again because I don't want to be mean, but what the fuck? What is the absolute craziest thing that has happened to you that you don't think people would believe?
I breathed underwater once when I was like 8 years old. I breathed underwater at Palm Springs. I was in a motherfucking jacuzzi and I went underwater and I was like, hey yo. And then I came back up and then I tried it again and water went on my nose. But I know that I did. I know it's not a lie. I remember this clear as day.
Okay, Cleo.
I was in my Cleo era. I think I was doing mermaid spells around that time too.
What?
Mermaid spells. You never did?
No, I never did mermaid spells.
I would look up on YouTube mermaid spells.
So you did brujeria to breathe underwater.
Basically. Give me a little taste.
Remember when you wanted to sell your soul when you were like 15?
What's the next story? And I didn't. Look at what you have right now.
Bitch, you would never use that on me.
What is the craziest thing you ever? Don't blink.
That I was really messaging Demi Lovato on MySpace on the second account that she had for her fans. No, but that era was weird. She really was messaging me because she would tweet on her actual Twitter.
What would she tweet?
I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, there's a story of the person talking to me outside too.
Yeah, I didn't believe you on that.
I don't believe anything you say because you're a Libra and you lie about everything.
I don't believe anything you say because you think your life is a movie.
My life is a movie. They sent another story. Okay, this person sent a second story. La Nieve de Nahual. This story is gonna be short because the last one was long. Makes sense, I guess. Me and my dad used to go to the neighbor's house. It was supposedly haunted, but I never heard anything. My friend who lived there said that he heard someone yelling my name. But I thought he was just trying to scare me. One day, my friend went missing. We heard yelling coming from his house a few days ago before we found out. His dad said he was devastated and that he had loved his son very much. My dad decided to buy him an ice cream truck to make money to pay for making posters. He has 9 flavors of ice cream. Let's count if they're let's see if they're lying or not. Cookies and cream, Rocky Road. Chocolate, vanilla, cookie dough, cotton candy, pistachio, marshmallow, and a weird ice cream which was red. We didn't know what flavor it was, but it was weird because it was spicy and it smelled like rotting fish. I called it death because it smelled like how death smells. My cats get killed by my dogs. What?
What?
My cats get killed by my dogs and I have to throw them away, and we leave them there for a few weeks to see if a vulture will eat it. But if it doesn't eat it, I have to throw it away. And when I go to get the cat, it smells like fish and rotting flesh. And every time I smell the ice cream, I smell the smell of flesh rotting and fish. I always order cookies and cream, but one time I ordered the flavor red. It was spicy and liquidy. It had chunks of something that was peachy colored. I thought nothing of it and I just continued eating the ice cream. Okay, you ate a rotting, fishy ice cream. But as I continued eating it, it started to taste like something bitter. I threw the ice cream away and I went home.
They're like, that's where I draw the line. Why is it getting bitter?
I went to visit my friend's dad and he said I could help him sell ice cream. I agreed and we went to the ice cream truck. I think that a better idea would have been using the money for the ice cream truck for posters. You buy posters, let's say 100 in color, $20.
And it costs a lot to make 9 different flavors. And also to have a license to sell.
Tell the dad to hit us up. We got better ideas for him. Yeah. I threw the ice cream away and I went home. I went to visit my friend's dad and he said I could help him sell ice cream. I agreed and we went to the ice cream truck. I felt like he was mad because I threw away his ice cream. You ate the ice cream in front of him long enough to throw it away right in front of his face? What was that?
Even the ghost is like, the fuck?
I felt bad, so I asked him if I could serve the next red ice cream. He said, "No!"
That scared the fuck out of me.
In like a loud and firm manner. No. I jumped because I wasn't ready for his reaction.
We just reenacted it.
10 minutes later, he got down to go to the restroom, and someone came up and asked for the ice cream. Red. I knew where the cooler was, and I opened it, but there was only the other flavors, and I saw a small cooler hidden in the corner of the truck. And I opened it. The ice cream was there, and I served it to her. She left, and my friend's dad came back. He drove me back to my house, and as I was getting off, I noticed that he wasn't there. So I went to his house to see if he was in there. I saw a lit candle and a pentagram of some sort. I felt something looking at me. I turned around, and I saw a dog with human-like features. The dog had the red ice cream. The dog came closer. And as the dog came close, my friend's mom dragged me inside the house and closed the door. She had a big scratch on her face.
The dog had the red ice cream like this?
I know, that's what I'm wondering. Bitch. I asked her what happened. What the hell are you throwing behind me? Your nail. You threw it on my floor.
But you threw your boogers on my side.
No, I don't.
Remember when I used to call a straw spoon? And then boogers? Don't even put that in there. Don't put that in, that's embarrassing. I'm being dead ass, I'm not even playing around, I'm leaving.
How many likes, Nelly?
69,000.
69,000 likes, and I'll tell everybody what the I bleeped
No!
out. She had a big scratch on her face. I asked her what happened, and she said that my friend didn't go missing. My friend's dad killed him and mixed parts of his flesh and blood into some vanilla ice cream he called the ice cream red. She said that he made a deal with the big D word. The deal was that if he fed his son to 89 people, he would grant him the power to turn into an animal of his choice at night. I started vomiting because I ate my friend. Me and my friend's mom went outside with the gun and shot the creature that was in front of us. We burned it and we sold the ice cream truck. We buried the red ice cream and put a cross and some pictures of my friend on top of where we buried the ice cream. We never told anyone about this, but I wanted to share the story because my friends...
What? What?
Because my friend's mom died of cancer. That's not funny.
Bro, that's not real. That makes you a really bad person. That's really weird.
I miss her and my friend. Bro.
Ice cream? Why not make them into tamales and shit? That would have been way faster to
More
sell.
believable. You didn't have to buy ice cream.
How big was this son to be feeding 89 people?
That's what I was thinking too.
I was like thinking like
I know people who make tamales like that though. You do put a little ass piece of carne in there and the rest is masa.
Oh, I would know people that would sell tacos and put like 3 pieces of meat.
Wow, I actually am enjoying these stories.
Yeah, these are actually entertaining.
I'm entertained, but let us know if you guys think this is real or fake. I'm like, okay, maybe this person made a mistake and thought like, oh, send in your scary stories, even the ones you made up, right? But they said, I haven't told anyone about this, but I wanted to share the story because my friend's mom died of cancer. I miss her and my friend. Girl.
She got into character, honestly. Honestly, slay.
My interesting life with the paranormal. This is from AP. Hey, Monica. I am AP from SoCal. Okay, it says AP. You just lied to me, but I've seen some of your subscriber videos about ghosts, aliens, and brujeria. Not only that, but I have a lot to say since I've experienced all of those phenomenons. I come from a Mexican household, but within this household there is a lot that comes to it. Growing up, my abuela would tell me stories about family members playing with the Ouija board, being controlled by D words, running into La Llorona, working with brujeria, and all other kinds of crazy stuff. But for now, I will tell you one that has stuck with me. I imagine them in like a cowboy hat, saying all this. Do we have a cowboy hat? I come from a Mexican household. But within this household, there's a lot that comes to it.
Related.
Growing up, my abuela would tell me stories about family members playing with the Ouija board, being controlled by demons.
You just said the D word.
Yeah, when I said it in a country accent, so it doesn't count.
Oh.
Running into La Llorona, working with brujeria, and all of the other kinds of crazy stuff. But for now, I will tell you one that has stuck with me. The story started off like this. My abuela's tío Jose was a university professor in Mexico. Back then, you'd have to take the train home and go walking in the dark until you reach home. But tío Jose would stay around the bar after work and drink a bit. Then he'd make his way home. When he was hella tired and didn't want to walk home, he'd lay on the train tracks and summon the D word to take him home, the big D word to take him home. I'ma just say it. Did I say it? I'm saying it. When he was hella tired and didn't want to walk home, he'd lay on the train tracks and summon the devil to take him home.
Run,
The devil would magically take him home to his wife and lay him down beside her. His wife would complain of an awful smell of death or rotting eggs whenever he'd appear like this. Within the first contract Jose made with the big D word, the big D word asked him for something in return. He asked Jose to give him his first child he and his wife had. The deal was done, and it wasn't until years later his wife fell pregnant, and Jose ran to my great-great-grandmother for help. My great-great-grandmother was very religious and had all kinds of religious artifacts or figures of saints within her home. Jose pleaded to my great-great-grandmother to keep his son there to be hidden from the devil. When Jose's baby was born, the devil looked everywhere in Jose's home to find the child. The child did end up living with my great-great-grandmother in her home to protect and shield him from being taken away from the devil. Then on, Jose banished the contract with the devil and managed to live beside his wife and had more children. I believe
Jose
that.
deserves death. He did that to not walk
Yeah,
home?
for real. I think whatever you're gonna face walking home was scarier than...
Oh, wait, he did that so
Ay,
he
la
wouldn't
pinche
get
hueva.
scared?
I don't know.
Why did he do that? The devil would just be carrying him on his back like this, like, hey, by the way, like, in exchange, can I have your first baby? That's f***ing weird. And the way that he just gave up his first child, like, if it was him having it,
I'm kind of scared of you because I'm scared. My own life with the paranormal. So my aunt was having marriage problems with my uncle. He was, and still kind of is, a cheater. Let me put my hat backwards for this one.
Wah, wah, wah.
So what did she do? She went to see a witch doctor about that.
I do the witch doctor.
Do you only speak in TikTok?
I do. I need to shut the f*** up.
So they gave her an item that had a curse and would scare him until he stopped cheating and seeing other women. But instead of him touching that cursed object, me being barely 2 years old and walking, I touched it instead. And since that curse was so strong, I was at the brink of dying. And that curse had a D word or some evil spirit attached that would not leave me alone until I was dead. I got so sick to the point I had to spend months at the children's hospital. But my mom got into Santeria and talked to a witch doctor, and they decided to perform a ceremony for I can recover and heal, which did help, and I'm still here, alive. But with that comes with a price. The entity I mentioned earlier that had attached themselves onto me is still with me to this day. I often see them doing things to get my attention, such as throwing keys at me, throwing my books and paperwork off my desk, even to where I was in class once watching a documentary and my teacher's water bottle flew off his podium towards me. They also call my name and are always around me, either behind me or next to me. I can't even see who they are. For sure, it's not a child. It's like this person. Oh my god, that's kind of scary. Okay, I do believe this one.
This is where it's like, this is why we're asking, like, which ones do you guys think are, like, real or fake?
Yeah, because remember, Fabi's catchphrase is, don't trust nobody, not even your dog. So.
Our dog's dead.
But anyway, that's scary. I would never mess with none of that. I feel like if you start, you can't stop, you know? I feel breeze right here. My life has always been filled with all these kinds of things. It is a weird thing that I used to accept, but now I am afraid. Because so many chaotic events that happen in my life, I just choose not to acknowledge that stuff that happens to me or give attention to these things anymore. I prefer not to be involved with brujeria of any sort. My family is very involved, but it truly is not for me. Respectfully. Same. Even if I do have a strong intuition myself, I prefer not to go with that route. Even going to haunted places or having my future read now scares me, which was weird because I used to love all that. I hope you guys enjoyed my stories. I could write a whole novel about my life stories and the stories I've heard surrounding my family. I love your videos, Monica, and keep going with everything you are doing.
That's scary.
It is scary.
I believe that one.
Yeah, I believe that one. So that's like an exclusion, alright? Fabi, it just doesn't trust nobody, alright? Not even her dog. Story's over. Oh, tell your story that I always cut out.
You're gonna cut it out again. I'm not gonna tell it.
No, you tell it. The octopus.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, so this is a story that this bitch constantly cuts out. So basically,
this is called The Lost Bullies, and it is our final story. You want to read this one?
Mm-hmm. Hi, my name is Brian, and what I'm about to tell you is crazy and scary. When I was 10, I would get bullied for the way I talked.
Okay.
I didn't come out as gay until I was 14. So everyone would come and ask me if I was gay, and I would always respond back, no, leave me alone. Every time when we go outside for recess, I'd always be on the swing while they would just come walking towards me and push me. I am a triplet, and my 2 triplet brothers were the popular ones because they had good looks and every girl would want them. I didn't really care that much. One day when it was time for recess, I was playing in the swing as usual, and then I saw this lady with a white dress. I felt very uncomfortable that I told one of the teachers that were outside, but all they said was, honey, there's no one there. I got really scared and went to go play. I said, fuck that. I'm just kidding. Use it. Alright. Then the other kids went up to me to make fun of me and kicked me. When I got home, I went to my room crying, but I felt like something was watching me, so I looked to my right and saw the woman in the white dress again. I started to scream and my parents got there to ask me, ¿Por qué estás gritando? I told them that there's a lady there's a lady in a white dress here. They told me that nobody's here and to go downstairs to eat. And I was done eating. I started to play with my toys and I heard a woman calling my name. Brian! And I was scared. I quickly ran to my parents' room and told them what happened. They said it was probably my sister's sense. Oh, it was my sister's sins, they always call me, but I told them that both of them were at work. They then told me it was probably my head and that I should go to sleep. When I was sleeping, I heard the same woman that called my name. Brian. I opened my eyes and saw the woman that I saw at the park. And in my room, I told her, who are you? She then responded to me saying that she was my 6th grade great-grandmother, Fiona Guido. She then told me...
Hold on, is that not Jersey Shore?
Fiona Guido?
Guidos?
We're getting our bathing suits. We're getting our Come on, Nicole, really?
She then told me that my mom's name is Alma. And I freaked out. She then told me that I have 8 siblings, 2 sisters and 4 brothers. And goddamn! 2 sisters and 4 brothers and my 2 triplet brothers and I. She also said that she's the woman I saw today at the park and in my room. I then told her, what do you want from you? She told me that our side of the family are witches and that my mother wanted to end the family witch bloodline with her. She then told me that she can change that. She told me that I can become a witch and start a new generation and to make a coven. By the way, coven means a witch group. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I then told her no, that I will not do that and that she should leave me alone. She then told me that she and my ancestors were good witches and respect the balance of nature, but only one of them was bad. She told me that my 27th great-grandmother, Rosa Guido, was a bad witch. Hey, she would kill people who she didn't like. Was she a Scorpio? She would kill her husbands if they cheated. She's just like me for real. If they cheated on her. How many husbands did she have? Damn. She would then make people suffer if they hurt any of her children. Why is she bad? I felt scared. She gives me a spell book just in case. If I can change my mom to become a witch, and then she left. I then realized that I can get revenge for what those kids did to me.
Then I opened the book to find a punishment spell. This spell can make the people that did bad things see you having an evil spirit, following them everywhere they go and will do bad thing in their life. I begin saying the spells and saying the people that hurt me names. And after I finish that, I want to sleep. The next morning, I wake up and want on the bus with my triple brothers. And when I got to school, no, come on. And when I got to school, only to find out that the kids that kept bullying me were missing. I then saw my 6th great-grandmother and asked her, what have you done? She then told me that she didn't do anything and that I did something. She then told me that I did the punishment spell, and the spell is like a death spell. I told her that I want to reverse it, and she told me that I can't and just left. I felt like that wasn't my 6th great-grandmother, but my 27th great-grandmother, Rosa, and that she wanted me to be like her. I went back home and found the book on my bed and decided to bury it so that none of my family can ever find it again.
How does she want you to be like her when you're the one that looked for the spell?
Maybe you were like her all along.
Yeah, don't project your own intentions onto her.
Until this day, they can't find the kids that bullied me, and nobody has ever found the book. Thank you for reading my story, and I love your videos. They're so funny. Thank you.
So you're a murderer.
Damn! Fucking Libra, are you the police or something? You narc.
Don't. Wait.
God damn.
Is that Among Us?
Anyway, take this as a lesson to be learned. Do not bully kids for being gay or for any reason whatsoever.
For talking gay.
For talking gay.
He ended up being gay, right?
I just want to reiterate and say that when you guys send stories, it's not ever in my mind when I first read them like, oh, this is fake. Not even Fabi's either. As we're reading the stories, we're like, wait, is this real? And then, you know, obviously some of these are obviously real.
Yeah, like the one with the big D where which story? The second and last story? That one was
when that
scared us.
Whether they're real or fake, if they are fake, then you guys are very, very good writers, very creative. And write a fan fiction about me and Fifth Harmony.
I remember one time when Rocky was sleeping over, we were reading a Minion Wattpad story. It was so funny, and we were laughing about it at like 5 in the morning. My mom got so mad at us, she took both of our phones.
My God, what did Rocky say?
Nothing. We were just she pretended to be asleep.
Remember middle school when everybody would do this to each other? Did you ever get pantsed in middle school?
No, but I remember this girl got pants and the girl accidentally pulled down her underwear too.
I got pants during PE. But not really all the way because I held my shorts. They would always pants each other.
Thank you for still taking your time to write down these stories. I don't know. We don't judge. We have an open mind to anything. It's just that, you know, damn well you guys know. You guys know what's real and what's not real in this video.
And we had a lot of fun reading the Chris story the first time around, so this is the only type of video that we're gonna make like this. I understand. I live with a Libra and she lies all the time.